Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome back. I've been hands-on prepping for Honkai Star Rail version 3.7, and if you're getting ready to spend Jades, clear out stamina, or just want the full picture for your pulls and playtime, settle in. I'm going to walk you through what's new, what matters, and how I'd plan the next few weeks so you don't miss value. I'll say the version number just this once, and then we're rolling from there. First, timing, because knowing exactly when things unlock saves you a lot of why isn't it live yet frustration. Maintenance for this patch kicked off on November 5th at 06 UTC plus 8, which translates to around 3:30 in India IST, and it's the usual chtai 5 hours. That puts the go live at about 11 UTC plus 8, roughly 0830 IST on November 5th. If you're elsewhere, it lines up with 7 p.m. PST, 10 p.m. EST on November 4th for North America. If you preloaded already, you should transition right into the new content once servers are back. If not, make some storage space now so you aren't wrestling with downloads at the last second. Now for what everyone's really here for, banners. The headliner of this patch is Cyrene, an ice unit on the Path of Remembrance, and she's opening Phase 1. Alongside her, the game is doing a crowd-pleasing sweep of Amphoreus reruns. Hyacine, Castorus, and Tribi are back in that first window. Then later we swing into Fanon, Cypher, and My Day for Phase 2. If you're juggling pity between phases or trying to snag a missing piece for your teams, this is an unusually dense set of value reruns all packed together, and it's nice to see them grouped for folks who missed earlier rotations. A quick word on the 4 stars because they matter more than people admit. The boosted pool riding across both phases features Moze, Lynx, and Pela. That's actually a very tidy spread for support coverage and element flexibility. Pela remains one of the most reliable defense shred options in the game, Lynx offers consistent sustain and cleanse utility in long fights, and Moze gives you a newer tool to experiment with if you've been stuck in the same few team shells. If you're still building out a roster on a budget, like consolidating duplicates here is a smart path to solid Eidolons without burning through your entire stash. Light cones are tracking the same general pattern, with Cyrene's signature piece debuting in Phase 1 and an appropriate rerun synced to each character's return windows. Keep an eye on your stash of super imposition mats and plan ahead. It's easy to snipe a character and forget that the matching cone might be the bigger long-term upgrade, especially for units that scale heavily with cone passives. If you're debating between character and cone, think about your immediate content goals. For general progression, the character often unlocks more flexibility. For pushing deep endgame thresholds, the cone can be the difference maker. Let's talk content, because this update isn't just about wishes. The marquee addition is Currency Wars, zero-sum game, a large-scale permanent mode where you assemble teams of up to 10 characters. You've got on-field and off-field roles, and the off-field side actually contributes meaningful buffs and tactical effects while your on-field squad fights. There's also a bond system that rewards certain path or faction synergies with extra effects, so the mode nudges you to think in terms of groups, rather than just your usual 4-man greatest hits. If you like roster-building puzzles and squeezing value from characters you don't usually field, this is tailor-made for you. The reward side for Currency Wars is built on recurring point rewards. Think of it like a cadence of goodies that resets regularly. As part of the rollout, the game is also adjusting the simulated universe reward cycle so it refreshes every 2 weeks, slotting neatly into the same rhythm as the new mode. That means more predictable windows to top up on gems, passes, and the evergreen materials you need for builds. If you're a planner, mark your Mondays. The Currency Wars point rewards tick every other Monday, and then your SUQ cadence lines up on a 2-week schedule as well. It's pretty clean, and it reduces that "did I miss a reset" anxiety. Outside of the new mode, there's a pack of events to keep you busy. There's the Quick Burst Snack Dash for fast rewards, Relic Recon for targeted gear-adjacent incentives, and the big headline that has everyone talking, a limited window that lets you pick up a free 5-star through an exchange event. When these shop-style giveaways pop up, the best play is to think about your account's weakest link. Either grab someone that unlocks a new team archetype you simply can't field, or take a unit that supercharges your widest use team. If you're already stacked, consider picking a character with a broad LC pool so you aren't gated by one specific 5-star cone you don't own. Quality of life changes this patch are quietly excellent. There's a streamlined material farming flow that cuts taps between you and the nodes you actually need, a quick level up for character traces so you aren't mashing the same buttons forever, and optimizations to light cone enhancement to make the upgrade path feel less clunky. Conventional memoir progress is folded into the reward guide, and the Interastral Peace Guide gets a polished pass, which should make it easier to see what's worth doing at a glance. None of these are flashy on their own, but together they shave minutes off daily friction, and that adds up fast over a multi-week patch cycle. On the story side, this patch is billed as the grand finale to the Amphoreus arc, and the trailer leans hard into the time-crossed themes the team has been building toward. Without spoiling beats, expect set pieces that put your roster to work and a couple of cinematic moments that will make it very clear why certain reruns are back right now. If you've been following the questline, block out an evening after launch to walk through it uninterrupted. The devs have been consistent about pacing these finales so they feel like payoff rather than chores. For anyone still eyeing their jades and wondering where to spend, here's how I'd frame it. If you love freeze control and delaying enemy turns, Cyrene looks like a cornerstone unit who will reward good planning and turn order management. If your account already has robust control and sustain but lacks raw burst or specific elements, a rerun might be the smarter grab. Hyacine and Amphoreus in particular can round out teams that feel close, but not quite there. My Day and Finon later on are attractive if you prefer straight-ahead damage windows with clear rotation payoffs. The simplest litmus test. Open your relics list and look for stranded, high-roll pieces that aren't being used. Sometimes your decision is as easy as, which unit lets me put these god-tier boots or rope to work? Let's also address budgets and pity planning, because this is where accounts quietly win or lose the patch. If you're sitting around 60 pity and 50-50 unfavored, pulling phase 1 is a gamble unless you're okay with losing and pivoting to a rerun you also like. If you're at guaranteed and close to soft pity, commit to the banner you want most, and don't split. Spreading 10 pulls here and 10 there is how you end up with nothing and a dry wallet. For the 4 stars, pick a lane based on which Eidolons actually change breakpoints for your teams. Pilla E4, E6 can be the difference in defense shred reliability. Link's E2, E4 meaningfully changes uptime on cleanses and heals. Most Eidolons can open up more adventurous comps in the new mode where off-field value matters. Light cones deserve their own moment here. A character at E0 with the right cone often outperforms the same character with a mediocre cone or mismatched stats. If your pulls are tight, ask yourself, do I already own a cone that's 90% as good? If yes, pass and bank for the next big chase. If no, and the character's kit scales dramatically with the signature cone's passive, it may be worth delaying a rerun pull to lock the weapon first. Just remember, cones don't win fights alone. Make sure you've got relics that can keep up. A super quick PSA on limited codes from the special program. They were time-gated and likely expired by now, but if you missed the stream and want to double-check, hop in game or to the redemption page and try any posted codes just in case. Worst case, they're dead. Best case, you snag a tidy bundle of jades and credits for 2 minutes of effort. Next time the stream drops, set a reminder so you can redeem them the same evening. So how should you approach the new permanent mode on day 1? Think in layers. Start by building 2 balanced cores of 5 with complementary elements and roles, then sprinkle in off-field units that supercharge your on-field plan. Because bonds reward path and faction synergies, you can get cheeky with combinations you wouldn't usually consider. Pairing units that rarely share a team in memory stages might be exactly what pushes your score over a threshold here. And don't underestimate trial characters if they're offered for experimentation. They're a free test drive for teams you might want to invest in later. The new reward cadence means you'll benefit from regular clears more than marathon sessions. So set a weekly routine. Currency check, reward cap check, and a quick review of which bonds are rotating.